Welcome back to the show. And now we're getting the second half of the episode. And I want to get to the Nuggets and Thunder. Obviously, the Thunder, they come back with an emphatic win, 149 to 106. Shea Alexander scores 34. The Nuggets roll. And I mean, the emphasis was there. The emphasis was like, oh, yeah, we got to get this. We got to get this game. We have to. There's urgency. That's what I was expecting from the Celtics. And they didn't show that. They showed me like, oh, okay, like, yeah, it's cool, like we don't really feel like we gotta win this game. I mean, we want to win this game, but we don't feel like really threatened by the Knicks. I think there's a level of just a sense of overlooking that the Celtics did when it came to the Knicks. This series is far from over. I'm not saying that the Celtics are done, but the level of just like not urgency, of a lack of urgency, and just not even being like, yo, this is game two at home. We got to protect home court. They didn't do that. Thunder did. I saw with the Thunder, they set a playoff record for first half with 87 points. So they surpassed Cleveland's first half total in game four of the 2017 finals. And it's just so insane to me that we look in this series with Thunder and the Nuggets, and I personally think that I think Jokic is motivated by this series, even though he's not going to say it. I think he really does want to show that he's the best player in the world. And I don't know why I even get that feeling. I just think he does. I think he's secretly a very competitive guy. I know he's a competitive guy, but I think like he wants those personal, like, yeah, like I really am him. I really am the guy that's setting the tone for this whole team. Why we can win another title. Why we want a title. Back in 2023, I'm that guy. And Shea even said, "quote We knew what was stake. We knew what was at stake tonight. We came out desperate. We wanted to just take care and control the things that we knew we could. We did a pretty good job of that, especially to start the game. Start carried us through the rest of the night." Shea made 11 of 13 field goals, all 11 of his free throws, 8 assists. He led 8 players score in double figures. That's just the game you type of. That's the type of game you want. You want that complete like let's score multiple points. All players, not just Shea and Shet, all players, not even Jalen Williams. Like, just like let's get a lot of our guys going so we have a shot to do what we got to do. And that's what I saw from them. I was like, kudos to them. Hats off to them. I think with that series, though, the thing that I'm mainly seeing is that either game one or game two is indicative of what the series is going to be like. If you look at game one, the Nuggets stole it. Aaron Gordon had a phenomenal game winner. They took it. They showed that they were road dogs. Either it's going to be that where Denver edges them out in a very close fashion, or it's going to be game two where the Thunder roll. I don't think the Thunder are going to just roll over them. I think it's going to be a 7 game series. I think OKC wins in seven, but I think it's going to be a very like close series where it's back and forth, where both teams are stealing home court. I think it's going to be one of those series. It's not going to be game two where it's just like, oh, like the Thunder just roll over them. No, like I have too much respect for Denver and their repertoire to say that they're just going to get run over. I don't see that happening. So yeah, game three is tonight, and I think it's gonna be a really good back and forth. But I got Denver winning tonight, but OKC still winning in seven. Pacers Cavs, I got to get to that. Overrate that, Mr. Overrate that. Tyrese Haliburton, he had the three with 1.1 seconds left to give the Pacers a 121-19 stunning win over the Cavs, 2-0 series lead. I mean, Cleveland, what were you thinking? What were you thinking by saying overrate that when you guys had the lead? Donovan Mitchell was like, guys, don't edge him on. Don't do that. Even though I know Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys who voted him overrated, which I can just get body language when a player isn't like another player, and he's just like, he's really not him. He's really not like that. I can tell Donovan Mitchell. He had that look. He had that look like, don't do this. Um, and he paid. They paid for it. Obviously, they're dealing with injuries, and they're dealing with just multiple issues. But Halliburton is clutch. He scored 11 of his 19 points in the final 12 minutes. He's clutch. The guy, you can't say whatever you want to about him. Tyrese Haliburton is going to get buckets when it matters most. I unequivocally believe that. And he made the first free throw, missed the second, but he got the offensive rebound. Like he's that type of player that is going to make the key the key bullet point stats that maybe aren't seeing the box score, but they actually do matter when it matters most. And then making a layup with 1.3 seconds to even help the Pacers eliminate the Bucks. I mean, he's just continued to make big bucket after big bucket. And I want to say this: the really contributing players outside of Halliburton, Miles Turner and Aaron and Neesmith, they led Indiana with 23 points apiece. It's the first time the Pacers have won the first two games of a playoff series on the road since 1994 first round against Orlando. And Donovan Mitchell had 48 points, but they were missing three key players. Obviously, Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley, left angle, DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland. I mean, yeah, like that's pivotal. That's a pivotal loss. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse or that makes the Pacers win or 2-0 lead like less significant. It's still 2-0. Players are going to get injured. It happens. Steve Kerr said about Steph. Like Steph's like it comes with the game. It comes with the territory. Steph is 37. He's a much older player, but he's still very effective, and it's still one of the scariest players you can have in the league. So I think the Pacers are going to win this series. I think the Pacers are going to win this series. I think this is a bad matchup for Cleveland. I think Cleveland they're gonna fight back. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Pacers like close this out in 5. I wouldn't be shocked if we're seeing like the updated Atlanta Hawks of the olden days of Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Al Horford were really good in the regular season, but in the postseason they don't have that real dog. Which I'm not saying Donovan Mitchell is not that real dog, but I think this Pacers team is just so tough, and they were in the they stole a game from Boston last year. Oh, I mean, I don't even know if they almost stole a game from Boston last year, I believe, but every game was close. So I think this is a very well coached team. I think Tyrese Haliburton is one of the best players in the league. They are going to win this series, I believe, and I think for Celtics, Knicks, Knicks and 6. I kind of feel like Knicks and I feel like we're going to get a Knicks Pacers Eastern Conference Finals, which would be super dope. And I think in the West it's going to be Golden State, OKC. But obviously we're sticking game by game. I'm just giving my big picture takes. It's been a couple of weeks since I've recorded the podcast, but I wanted to give my big picture takes. But I do think I think Cleveland wins game 3. I think they're going to be a very desperate team. If not, the series is over. I mean, like it's just like what else are you going to do? If not, the series will be over. And so yeah, I got the Cavs winning tonight. I have the Nuggets winning tonight, and I think this playoff is heating up. I just love the fact that we are not getting a boring postseason where we just got to wait to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals to get something intriguing. We are getting like quality basketball in the second round. Already in the second round, we're getting quality high level basketball. I'm excited. I cannot wait to see what happens next. That is all I have for today. I have a couple of interviews, a lot of interviews loaded up for a Full Scope podcast, soon to be Wellington's Y Zone. I have missed y'all. I've been doing videos on Wellington's Y Zone almost 3 times a week. I'm trying to give y'all content as much as I can. New single out by me, aka Wella, my rapper name, back in the 850. Please stream that, listeners. Please stream that. It came out last Saturday. First single ever put out. I was super nervous, but I've gotten a good reception to it. It's I'm getting a UK bag. If you listen to the episode with me and Brittany Meads when I said Mans was back in the 850, it's pretty much that extended with my chorus where I was joking about that and actually made that song back in the 850, and that's the first single of my first solo mixtape coming out in the summer called Recalculating. Executive produced by one of my longtime guest, Maurice Hendricks. It's going to be a really, really good project. God has really blessed me with a message that I want to give out to the public to obviously my home church, to all Christians out there recalculating. But stream back in the 850, my first single. More is going to be on the way for that, and more interviews on the way. This has been Full Scope. I'm your host, Wellington Burns. See you later.